Hi, we are the UJ Shinchinian for this year. My name is Noya and I work at Best David, MJDS, and Chet.
Hi, I'm Maya. I'm working at Biali Chemo and Temple Har Zion.
My name is Ofir. I work at the JCC, BBYO, and Beth Rain Synagogue.
And today we're here to talk about the Holocaust Day in Israel.
So we're going to ask some questions, and the first one is Holocaust Memorial Day is marked in Israel. How does it look like there? And does it have a special meaning for you?
I think the Holocaust Memorial Day is a very important day in Israel. I think the most important part is the siren that is being heard for everyone. Everyone are standing and listening and waiting for a minute, standing together and remembering them, remembering the people that aren't with us today, and we are here safe and they weren't in that situation before. I remember myself standing in the yard with all my friends at school since I was in first grade until the end of high school for a minute. At the beginning, we didn't know what we are in. We didn't know what to do. We didn't know what we should think of. But after that, we recognized the pattern. We recognized that it's happening every year, and we are here to remember them and to be quiet and wait and think about them. The most important thing I did at the Memorial Day was to go with friends from the Scouts who went to houses of Holocaust survivors and gave them flowers and certificates to show them that we're still here to support and we were listening and talking to them, to be there for a minute, for one day.
I actually remember since the first grade, I already understand everything about the Holocaust Day, and I wanted to know as much as I can. And I already saw Auschwitz, I think, in the second grade. For me, it was always a special day, first because I live abroad. So when I came to Israel, I saw how they mention it more than only in my house, and it made me feel strange. But also, as Maya said, as I grew up and become older, I did more things during the Holocaust Day that are active, not just watching a ceremony. We went to build a house, we were calling Holocaust survivors, and not only on Holocaust Day, but mostly. I think for me the hardest thing is to see that I feel like people care about the Holocaust Day for one day, and then it doesn't stay long.
I agree with that. It's weird that everyone are so into it and so caring at that day, and after that, lots of people just forget about it.
I feel like the thing that I like to do to feel like I do something in memory of the Holocaust was to go to a lot of museums and I guess learn and expand my knowledge about it. So going to Yad Vashem, which is the big Holocaust museum in Jerusalem, was one of the things that I really liked because I got to see, so many amazing and touching and just incredible exhibitions about the Holocaust when they tell the stories of the people and the people who died, and they talk about the camps and the everything about it was just really strong and touching.
For me, one of the things I regret the most is not going to March of the Living. Like for me in Israel, so it stopped because everything with Poland, and we started having everything to prepare, and then it stopped, and we didn't go. And I always wanted to see Auschwitz. Always wanted to see Poland. So I think it's something very meaningful because we're always talking about it, but every person who goes there talk about how it changed them as a person to see what actually happened.
I agree. I do feel a miss that we didn't get to go because of the war, and I hope we'll have the opportunity to go in the future.
And as Noya and Ofir were just saying now, what are the big events that you're having, the important ones that you think of when you think of the Memorial Day for the Holocaust?
I think one of the biggest and more special and unique things that are happening on the Holocaust Memorial Days would be, it's called Zikaron Basalon, which is basically translated to memory in the living room, and it's kind of a tradition that became a thing in the last few years that you bring a Holocaust to a living room in some house or a TV show, and you
A
make
Holocaust
it
survivor.
yeah, and you make it feel very homey and cozy, and then he just shares his story, and it became really famous and really popular, and they started showing it in the TV and bringing it all over to youth movements and school, and I feel like it was really helping people connect more personally to the person and to the story, so I really like that.
I think the most important event I took part in was when I was in high school. I was part of a choir, and every Memorial Day for the soldiers and for the Holocaust survivors, both of them, we were taking part in a ceremony. So we were singing Shema Israel or Oifen Veig, which is a song in Yiddish. And we were taking part in these big events to show our support and to be there for the Holocaust survivors. And I could hear lots of stories from the audience that came to listen and to participate in this ceremony. It was very meaningful and important for me.
For me, one of the most significant things that happened to me is, so my grandma has a neighbor and he has like 20 cats, 15 dogs. And I always wondered why he has so many animals in his house, like what happened. And one time when I was like 4th grade, I approached him and I said, like, why do you have so many animals in your house? And he told me that during the Holocaust, a Polish family helped him, and he was staying with a dog, and the dog saved his life. Every time the family would bring food to him and to the dog, and every time the Germans would come, so the dog would bark on him, and he feels like the animal saved his life. And for me, it was really significant as a kid to hear about it. And because the Holocaust is not just a Memorial Day, people live with it the whole life. And my grandma still never told me what you've been through the Holocaust. I don't know the story, and I would never know. And it's really hard for me.
And as you were saying now, do you have any specific connection, like personal touch to anyone that was in the Holocaust, or, you know, a story from them, from someone that you heard that you want to share now?
So this is the main story I remember. And my grandma wasn't in the Holocaust, but she was in Russia, and she had a lot of stories where she had to run from a place. For example, there was a boat, and her parents said, okay, it's the last boat for today, we have to go on it. And she had a feeling she can't go on this boat. And all our family said, let's go and try to take her. But she didn't agree, and the boat went without them. And after 5 minutes, it was bombed. And she has like crazy stories about how she tried to escape and how she survived. But I don't know much of them.
Mm-hmm. I know from the Scouts, because as a guide, we needed to touch and wanted to touch these stories every year to share with the kids something that they can hear about. I was a guide for 4th grade at my first year and at my last year. So we always touched like a brave story of someone that was brave and helped people. And he wasn't Jewish, but he wanted to help. And we were talking a lot about Hasidei Umot Olam, which I think that are very, very important. They get now a support and a certificate, and every year people are mentioning them. But I think these are crazy stories about people that are helping just from their personal view of life, how we should treat people and how we should care about others, even if we're different and even if not everyone supporting them now.
Yes, risking their life. And that's it. With this message, we're going to finish. We need to remember everyone. We need to remember this day. It's not just a day. It's something we need to live with. It has a lot of meaning for us as Jewish people, for us as people we know and met. And it's just something that we should remember and never forget.
It's our culture and our nation's history.
And our future and duty.
Thank you so much.